everybody, it's Lyssa with Song of My Heart Studios. I made a card so cute this afternoon that I didn't even really take the time to finish it before I came here to show it to you guys. So right now the front looks really plain, although it's perfectly cute, right? It's just totally flat. But I wanted to show you the inside because the inside is a new pop-up that will blow your mind. And are we ready? Okay, without further ado, here we go. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? I'm calling it the stadium pop-up because you can put a whole stadium worth of animals or punch people or whatever you have cut out or die cut in your little stadium. Isn't that fun? Who would not absolutely flip out if they got a card that cute, right? And it's actually quite simple to make it. So let's give it a go, shall we? All right, I'm going to leave it open here so people who come in late can kind of see what we're attempting to make. Can we see it there? All right, and this whole thing fits in a regular medium-sized envelope, and that is really amazing. Now, it is a little thick. Depending on if you use any dimensionals or anything on the cover, you may wind up paying extra postage for how thick it is, but it does fit in a regular envelope. So this is the mechanism that makes the whole thing work, and it's actually quite a simple concept when you get into it. And you can even add more pieces to take your stadium up a little higher. You can do it this direction to make your stadium pop up from the middle. But mine is a vertical card because I wanted all these penguins to be looking down over the snowy hills to their friend. So let's learn how to make it. So you're going to need a regular card base, but it's going to be a vertical card base, okay? So you know when you have a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, you typically would cut it in half this way, horizontally, to make two cards, right? Well, for a vertical card, you want to cut the paper in half vertically, and then you still get two cards, and they still fit in a regular medium envelope when you fold it in half. So I'm going to score mine, because black cardstock tends to be a little thick, and it's nice to have it professionally scored. Then it folds so much better, doesn't it? And you don't get that crinkly broken edge along the bottom here. So you need a regular vertical card base, tall card base, and then you need 4 by 10.5 of basic white or very vanilla, and that is going to line the entire inside of the card. So you can kind of see it here. And it'll be just a hair smaller, so you'll have a cute little black border all the way around the edges. So your 10.5 by 4-inch white is going to get scored in the middle as well. And what's the middle of 10.5? 5 1/4. That is the kind of math I can do. Fractions were about the last thing I really understood in math, and from that point on it was all just, sure, I'll take your word for it. So then we're going to put our scored in half paper back into the paper trimmer vertically, okay? And we're going to be using both the horizontal ruler across the top of the paper trimmer and the vertical ruler, which goes up and down along the side of the trimmer. If you don't have a trimmer that has vertical and horizontal rulers, you're tough luck. No, I'm kidding. But if you ever go to buy a trimmer from me or from anyone else, look to make sure that it has vertical and horizontal because it makes your life so much easier. All right, so I'm lining up the side of my paper with the 1-inch mark, and that is because I'm going to start my pop-up 1 inch in from either side. And then you can make this stick out almost any length you want, but I wanted mine to stick out about 2 inches into the card. So I'm going to start my cut. See how I'm not letting the paper guide actually touch the paper yet? Until I'm ready with my ruler at the 4-inch mark, I won't let go of that. So the blade is not touching the paper. So when I've got it in position, I'm going to let the ruler go down so the blade is touching the paper, and then I'm just going to go down to the 6.5 inch mark. So from the 4 to the 6.5. Okay, and then lift it up without continuing the cut off. So I just have a slit. Then you're going to turn your paper around, line it up with a 1-inch degree or 1-inch mark again, and do the same cut from the 4-inch mark to the 6.5. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see mine are not absolutely perfect here. We can fudge on the next step a little bit there. Okay, so we have 2 slits in our paper centered right over that fold, and you can already start to see how it's going to be popped up. So let's score across those 2 lines, and you're just going to put it in your paper trimmer, kind of eyeball where the lines are going to be. You can see them through the ruler. There we go. But do not use your cutting blade, right? Slide the cutting blade completely out of the way and bring the scoring blade up. So I brought it right out. And then you're just going to score between those 2 cut lines. I'm not scoring all the way off the top or the bottom, just between those 2 cut lines. Do the same thing on the other side. So I'm lining up the ends of those little cut lines we made, and then scoring just between those. Okay, this is the main mechanism of the card, and it's all done. Look at that. The center part folds up, folds down on those little score lines we just made, and the little valleys there will fit right in our card base. So you could stop there with it. That's just a regular pop-up, but we need to add another level of stadium seating to our card, right? Okay, cute. And you can go ahead and attach it at this point. That will give you a little more stability to work with, but for time's sake, I'm just going to continue on with the next step. Okay, for this little extra row of stadium seating, and you can add as many as you want, but I'm just going to do one extra layer here for more penguins. So cute, huh? I hope this is making sense. You need a piece that is 2 inches tall by 2 3/4, 2.75. Okay, and where we got our 2-inch measurement is that's how wide this piece is in the middle. So our stadium seating is going to go all the way across. All right, and then again, we're not using the cutting blade, we're using the scoring blade. So double check that you're using the correct blade there. And we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, 1.5. That gives us a 1-inch rise, 2 1/4. And that left us with another 1/2-inch flap. So you have 2 1/2-inch flaps on either side of this. Okay, and you're folding it into what would be a little box if the sides were all equal. But those are just the flaps that are going to attach the next row of stadium seating to our base, just like that. Okay, so then by decreasing, keep the 2 inches wide. Decrease the size 1/2 inch as you go up. You can continue to add seating. I needed to leave room for my sentiment up here, so I just did 2 layers on mine. So the inside of mine looks like this. And that's what goes in your card base and makes your pop-up. Now another fun variation here you can do, and I don't have a sample made because like I said, I was in such a hurry to come and show you guys that I didn't even bother finishing the card once I got the pop-up done. It was just so cute. You can also attach, well, pretend this is a gift card, right? You can use a couple of glue dots to attach a gift card to that, and it will close up just perfectly. And if the glue dots were actually on there, it would pop up the gift card when you opened it. So there you go. Easy gift card pop-up just from that one trick. So I hope you've enjoyed the stadium style fancy fold that we made here today, and I will be sure to put that on my blog too. And I hope you enjoyed my little penguin card. Thanks so much for watching with me. And I hope you have a great rest of your holiday weekend here in the United States. And don't forget to shop small. Small Business Saturday, right? Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.